Welcome, my friend. This is a book summary of The Strangest Secret by Earl Nightingale. If you watch this video to the end, then you will have learned how two people with the exact same amount of skills can earn two totally different incomes. One can make millions of dollars, another person could make a very average salary. This book covers why some people shoot to the top of a company's ladder, why some people live happy, productive lives, while people of identical upbringings and education stumble from failure to failure. Why some seem to achieve goals almost effortlessly, and others fail to stay on track. And why some marriages flourish, and others fail early. So, let's dive in. The definition of success. Out of 100 people, only 5 make the grade. When we talk about the 5% who achieve success, we have to define, what is success? Success is the progressive realization of a worthy ideal. The opposite of courage in our society is not cowardice. It is conformity. Conformity. People acting like everyone else without knowing why, without knowing where they're going. Instead of competing, all we have to do is create. On the topic of goals, selling is the world's highest paid profession if we're good at it and we know where we're going. We become what we think about. Here are a few quotes about goals. A man's life is what his thoughts make of it. Marcus Aurelius. A man is what he thinks about all day long. Ralph Waldo Emerson. The greatest discovery of my generation is that human beings can alter their lives by altering their attitudes of mind. William James. Our doubts are traitors and make us lose the good we might win by fearing to attempt. William Shakespeare. A person who's thinking about a concrete and worthwhile goal is going to reach it because that's what he thinks about. A man without a goal doesn't know where he's going. His mind is filled with confusion, fear, and worry all day long. Over time, his life becomes nothing but frustration and anxiety. Earl Nightingale says that the human mind is the last great unexplored continent on the earth. It can do any kind of job we assign to it, but generally speaking, we use it for little jobs instead of big, important ones. Our minds contain riches beyond our wildest dreams. But familiarity breeds contempt, which means we may overlook the extraordinary power of thought because it feels too ordinary. Some scientists say we are only operating on about 10% of our ability. Do you want to be an outstanding salesman, a better worker at your particular job? Do you want to go places in your company, in your community? All you've got to do is plant that seed in your mind. Care for it. Work steadily towards your goal, and it will become a reality. It not only will, there's no way that it cannot. Think about your goal in a relaxed, positive way. Picture yourself in your mind as having already achieved this goal. See yourself doing the things you will be doing when you have achieved your goal. This is a visualization exercise you should practice often. Earl Nightingale says that every man is the sum total of his own strengths and his own thoughts. He is where he is because that's exactly where he really wants to be, whether he'll admit it or not. Each of us must live off the fruit of our own thoughts, and this shapes our future. Because what you think today and tomorrow, next month, next year, will mold your life and determine your destiny. You're guided by your mind. Are you going to keep both hands firmly on the wheel and control and direct its power to a specific worthwhile purpose? It's up to you. You're in the driver's seat. We must control our thinking. The same rule that can lead a man to a life of success, wealth, happiness, and all the things he's ever dreamed of for himself and his family, that very same law can lead him into the gutter. It's all in how he uses his mind, for good or for bad, to build or destroy. Here is a 30-day action plan, a challenge presented by Earl Nightingale. First, take control of your thoughts. Your mind will think about only what you permit it to think about. This takes some practice. Secondly, do not anchor your mind. Let it soar as it was divinely designed to do. Realize that your limitations are self-imposed and that the opportunities for you today are enormous beyond belief. So, rise above being petty to others and prejudiced. Thirdly, Use courage to force yourself to think positively about your own problems. Set a definite and clearly defined goal for yourself. Let your marvelous mind think about your goal from all possible angles. Let your imagination speculate freely upon many different possible solutions. And boldly refuse to believe there are any circumstances strong enough to defeat you in the accomplishment of your purpose. Therefore, act promptly and decisively when your course is clear. Keep constantly aware of the fact that you are at this moment standing in the middle of your own acre of diamonds. Ideas are worthless unless you take action on them. Earl Nightingale believes that it's easier for a human being to think negatively than positively. That's why only 5% become successful. Positive outlook. Give of yourself more than you've ever done before. Ask, and it shall be given to you. Seek, and ye shall find. Knock, and it shall be opened. Act as though it were impossible to fail. Persistence is simply another word for faith. If you didn't have faith, you would never persist. The only way to earn money is by providing people with services or products which are needed and useful. Value comes in making things easier or more convenient for others. People pay for their problems to be solved. Earl Nightingale says, if you want more, you must be of more service to others. This is the price you must pay for what you want. Developing the discipline and creativity to use your mind as a problem-solving tool to make the world better. An outstanding medical doctor recently pointed out 6 steps that will help you realize success. 1. Set yourself a definite goal. 2. Quit running yourself down. Stop negative self-talk and believe in your potential. 3. Stop thinking of all the reasons why you cannot be successful, and instead think of all the reasons why you can. 4. Trace your attitudes back through your childhood and try to discover where you first got the idea you couldn't be successful. 5. Change the image you have of yourself by writing out a description of the person you'd like to become. And number 6. Act the part of the successful person you have decided to be. That's all for The Strangest Secret by Earl Nightingale. Please like and subscribe if you found the video to be helpful. Share the video with a friend.